Okay, let's start in our comfortable seats. And once you get there, let's do a few shoulder rolls. So sending the shoulders forward and up, and then back and down. You might like to add a deep breath to this, inhaling really deep as you raise your shoulders, and exhaling completely as they lower. A couple more. Good, and pausing here. And drop your chin to your chest. And pause here as you take a deep breath. Fill your upper back. And then exhale your chin toward the left. So tracing the collarbone so that you gaze over left shoulder. And then inhale, drop your chin back to center. Exhale, chin to the right. Good, so we're doing little segmented half circles. And see if as you move your chin and head, if your shoulders can stay pretty steady. Good, next time your chin is forward and down, bring your hands to your forehead and just gently push your head back upright. Good, pause there. Shoulders down and back, chest is lifted. And start to take deep breaths into your belly. You can close your eyes if that feels good. Allowing a slightly deeper breath than normal, but without too much effort to start. Where is that balance between effort and ease as we begin our practice? And as we acknowledge our breath and find awareness there, what else is alive this morning? What sensations or feelings have we come to our mat with? And taking a few moments to acknowledge that whatever we are feeling and experiencing, we can breathe right along with it. And let's take a deep, deep breath as we bring palms to touch. Shrug your shoulders up, get really tall in the spine. And exhale, shoulders down, relax into your seat. Perhaps bow your chin. And set an intention for your practice. And breathing that intention in. Pause on full, let it circulate through your mind, your body, your emotions, and through your mouth, let it go. Honoring our intention and each other. Namaste. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms forward as you round your back and drop your chin. Good, really push out with your hands and rest your chin toward your chest. Couple breaths here, big breaths into upper back. If it feels good, you might bell the hands side to side, turning and twisting in your body. And coming back to center, bend your elbows, release your palms, and left hand to the earth, walk it away from you, side stretch. Good, dropping shoulders out of ears, big inhale. And exhale, sweep your right hand forward, lean forward, and a big sweeping motion to come to the other side, side stretch. Beautiful, big inhale. Exhale, sweep forward with both arms to find the other side. Beautiful, inhaling here, exhale through center, and continue with your breath. Let's do one more on each side. Really open through the center of your chest. And come back to center, evening out both sides. Switch the cross of your feet if you're in cross-legged. Interlace your fingers once again and trace figure eights in space. Gentle grip in the fingers, so we're warming up not only the wrists with stretching, but the fingers with a grip, so some action in our hands. And without thinking about it too much, switch directions. Easier said than done some days. Deep breath in. Full body exhale. And release your hands and shake them out. And find hands and knees when you're ready. Good, let's start today with some hip circles. So untucking your toes, bringing your knees just a little closer together and a little behind the level of your hips. As you inhale, send your hips to the right and back towards your heels. Exhale to the left and forward. Good, and as you move, bring a little attention to your core. The navel is gently engaged back towards spine. And you can hear yourself breathe. Good, one more this direction. And then pause wherever feels natural to switch directions. Good, same attention to core and breath. And this time as well, see if you can move at the same pace through the whole circle. Our tendency may be to go fast through one part. Perfect it. Good, 3 more rounds. And pause at neutral and a few rounds of cat-cow, walking knees hip distance, hands under shoulders. Feet can be any position. Inhale for cow pose, shoulders integrated back, and exhale to round the upper back and lower back. Again, attention to the belly, gentle abdominal support the whole way through both poses. Attention to breath, hearing it. And then find child's pose, untucking toes, sitting hips back, and pushing the earth away from you actively with your hands, and settle forehead down. Big inhale into the lower back. Full body exhales. Good, we'll do what I like to call a floor vinyasa. So as you inhale, tabletop pose, float shoulders over wrists. Exhale, send your chest ahead of your fingers and lower chest and chin. 8-point pose. Lower onto your belly as you inhale, baby cobra, little back bend. Exhale, child's pose. Okay, let's do that a few more times at our pace, 5 total. Inhaling, tabletop. Exhale, lower down, 8-point pose. Inhale, baby cobra, back bend. Exhale, child's pose. Beautiful. 3 more rounds at your pace. Good. This time, moderate abdominal support. So a little more squeeze in your belly as you move. Good. This could be an option for your vinyasas in the future, especially if wrists are sensitive. Whenever you're finished with 5 complete rounds, either stay in child's pose or downward facing dog. Good. In down dog, gently pedal out your knees, raising heels really high before bending the knee. Beautiful, and we'll all meet in downward dog if we're not there, just for a moment to transition. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, bend your knees a little, walk your hands back toward your feet. So you're at the back of your mat in a deep forward fold. Knees can be quite bent, and drape your belly over your thighs. Big inhales. Full exhales, releasing neck and head, allowing that weight of your head to be like a bowling ball just hanging off your body. 2 more breaths. Good, big inhale. Exhale, squeeze your navel back powerfully and roll up to standing. Good, shoulders roll up and back a few times once you're there. And we'll go right back into our forward fold. So sweep arms up and exhale, fold forward. Make sure that your hands can reach something. You can bend your knees to reach the floor, or hands can be on blocks, books, something for stability. Then walk your feet just a little wider than your hips and allow your toes to point out at an angle. Good, so hands are steady on something, halfway lift, long spine. As you exhale, sit your hips down and back, knees bend, squat pose. Could be a pretty high squat. Good, inhale, half lift, straighten your legs. Exhale, bend your knees, squat. Awesome, continue to move. Abdominal engagement and support. Navel is pressing back toward the spine the whole time you're breathing. Good. For more work, hands can float off the earth, maybe palms touch as you move. Good, 2 more rounds. Think knees out toward pinky toe sides of feet. And when you're ready, root to rise, press through your feet, come all the way up to standing. Big inhale, full exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up, stand up tall. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, walk your hands to down dog. Good, big breaths in and full exhales. Inhale, right leg up and back. Good, exhale, knee to chest, plank pose. Press the earth away, pause here for a moment, really push your hands down as you cat your back, round your back. Good, when you're ready, step your foot through and lower your back knee, low lunge. Beautiful, you can climb up your front leg and press down through both feet powerfully. Awesome. Let's create big elbow circles here. Inhaling forward and up, exhaling back and down. Good, spread your fingers wide. Really broaden through the collarbones, especially as elbows come back and down. 2 more rounds. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, right hand to right thigh, left hand to the earth. Good, press your right hand into your thigh to find your twist. Belly away from your thigh, core up and in, an option to reach your right arm above your shoulder. Good, really push down through your back foot, engage your left glute, and draw your right heel towards your left knee without actually moving that foot. Big breath in, full exhale. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, both hands frame your right foot and extend through your right leg. Good, Ardha Hanumanasana. If it feels good today, you can stay in your stretch, or you could start to pulse, bending your knee and straightening your leg. Good, sometimes hamstrings can be very cranky in the morning first thing, so pulsing can feel a little bit easier. Good, when you're ready, we'll straighten through the right leg. Roll your shoulders up and back and bring abdominal support, navel back. Take a couple breaths in stillness. And again, we'll find a twist. Left hand under left shoulder. Right hand comes to right hip to start. Notice if that right hip has sort of creeped up toward your shoulder. Spiral it out and down. Good. Option to raise right hand above right shoulder. So as your right hip draws down and back, your left rib cage draws forward and toward the right. Beautiful, big inhale. Exhale, gaze forward and down, bend through your knee gently as you rest your right hand on the earth. And tabletop pose, slide right foot to meet the left and rock your hips side to side. Good, your way, we're gonna meet on our bellies. You could flow through a vinyasa to get there, or just take your time slowly lowering down. Good, once you're there, you could stack hands under forehead or create any comfortable position for your neck, turning a cheek if that's preferred. Good, really straighten through both legs now. Toes are pointing back. Gentle abdominal support, so pressing pubic bone down to try and lift your belly or your navel off of the earth. Point your toes and straighten through your legs so much that your feet start to lift off the earth. Feel your glutes engage and lift through the inside of your thighs more than the outside. Beautiful, keep straightening your legs as much as you can and take 2 more breaths. Release your feet, hands next to your ribs, push off the earth. See if you can come chest and hips at the same time to tabletop. Beautiful, inhale for cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine, and exhale, down dog. Beautiful, Ujjayi inhale, Ujjayi exhale. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to chest, plank pose, shoulders over wrists. Pause for 1 full breath as you push, push, push the earth away. And then low lunge, left foot forward, right knee down. Pressing both feet firmly down, root to rise. Good. 2 options here. So we've warmed up the shoulders a little bit. We could do elbow circles once again if that feels good. Or if yoga mudra is in your practice, you might interlace fingers behind your lower back and start to straighten your arms. So either movement or that static stretch. Either way, press your feet down powerfully, moderate abdominal engagement, and lift through the center of your chest. 3 more breaths. On an exhale, bend your elbows to release fingers from Yoga Mudra, and inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands frame your front foot and start to straighten through your front knee. Good, you can bend and straighten. Oh, and actually we'll do this a couple more times and then we'll find our twist from low lunge. So bending through your left knee. Left hand to left thigh. Good. Push your hand into your thigh, find your twist. Don't forget about that back foot. Press it down firmly. Maybe raise your arm. Good. Common to kind of rest belly on our front thigh. See if you can draw it away from your thigh. Really squeeze the navel towards spine. Big breath in. Full exhale. 1 more inhale to reach, reach. Exhale, gaze forward and down. Hands frame your front foot. You might step your back knee back a couple of inches and then bend and straighten through Ardha Hanumanasana. Of course, you can pause in your stretch, straight leg if that feels good. A couple more breaths if we're moving. And then we'll all find our front leg straight-ish. A little bend in that knee is actually recommended, not to lock out that joint. Press down through your left heel and down through your right toes. Good, rolling your shoulders back, abdominal engagement, navel to spine. Good, right hand stays where it is on the earth, maybe a block. Left hand to left hip. Good, we've already started to initiate this twist. We're turning now toward the left in our chest. But before we fully come into it, check in with that left hip. Spiral it out and down toward the earth. Good. Keep twisting in the upper body as the left hip lowers. Right rib cage comes forward and toward the left. Maybe add your arm. Keep pressing down through both feet. 2 more breaths. Exhale to gaze forward and down. Hands hit the earth. Front knee bends and slide to tabletop pose. Good. Hips swish side to side. And again, we'll make our way onto our bellies your way. Maybe you flow through a vinyasa or take a few cat-cows before you get there, or simply lower down as you wish. Good. This time, prone pose. Let's bring arms out in front of us, straight out in front. Pinkies touch the earth and palms face each other. Good. Rest your forehead down. And draw your shoulder blades down your rib cage. That might feel easier if the hands and arms are a little wider. Beautiful. Any tension in lower back, widen your feet, but make sure that your pinky toes are touching the earth as much as your big toe. Good, just like we did before. Straighten through your legs, really point through your toes so much that maybe the feet, the knees, fronts of thighs start to lift off of your mat. Good. Press your pubic bone down, navel engaged. Option here is to add your arms. Head may start to lift, and maybe one arm at a time or both lift off the earth. So reaching through toes, reaching back, fingers reaching forward, crown of the head reaching forward. 2 more breaths. Exhale to lower all the way down. Take an inhale and rest. And as you exhale, push off the earth, chest and hips if you can at the same rate. Child's pose or down dog. Whichever of those 2 you've landed in, take a few breaths there, let the spine settle. And then add any optional movements. Vinyasa, organic movement, rest. Your choice. Full breaths in, full body exhales. Good, from down dog, we'll transition hands back toward feet just like we did before. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Draping belly over thighs, big breath in. Squeeze the belly on the exhale and roll up to stand. Good, let's step wide on our mat. Hands come to hips. Bend in your knees, spread every toe. Take an inhale, roll your shoulders and elbows back, and exhale as you fold forward. Good, finding your favorite forward fold here in your wide angle. Peace sign fingers to big toes, grabbing for the backs of heels. Anything that feels good, and a few breaths here. Notice where the weight is in your feet. Try and even it at the center. So not too much weight in the toes or the heels, but even front to back. Good, halfway lift. Hands under shoulders, gaze forward. Bend your knees slightly, hands to hips, elbows hug back and root to rise. Beautiful, warrior two. Point your left toes forward. You might pigeon your back toes a little bit forward for comfort. Bend deeply into your front knee and send your arms out in either direction. Good, notice a tendency to lean towards your front bent knee and try and stack shoulders over hips, just for today. Good, let's add a little movement here. Inhale, left arm up, right hand down, peaceful warrior. Exhale, lay your front elbow on your thigh, extended side angle, maybe add your arms stretching overhead. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Good. See if the only thing that moves could be the upper body, kind of like a slow motion cartwheel. And the lower body is like a statue, completely motionless, really strong. Beautiful, one more round. Pause and extended side angle. Press your forearm into your thigh. Press down through your back foot and spin your left rib cage forward, right rib cage back. Full breath in, full exhale. Gaze forward and down towards your left foot. Right hand to the earth. Spin your back heel high, high lunge. Good, both hands frame your front foot. Lower your back knee and root to rise, low lunge. Good, plug your shoulders down. Widen your hands, imagine that you're grabbing like a beach ball, and with a really powerful and strong core, see if you can pass that beach ball behind you. Good, doesn't have to be a big motion, little back bend here. Squeeze your glutes, press down through your feet. Big breath in. Full exhale. Inhale here, and exhale, squeeze your navel back. Both hands frame your front foot. Good, this time slide your right leg to straight behind you. Toes can touch the earth to start. Push into the earth with your hands and your left knee. Good, option to raise your right heel as high as your hip, straight leg. Awesome, take an inhale and exhale. Hips are square, moderate abdominal engagement. Good, if your right leg has lifted, this is gonna be our movement. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, bend your knee, kick heel to hip. Inhale to straighten, exhale to bend. One more of those. And next time you bend your knee, float your ankle over your knee and pulse footprints on the ceiling, like you're kicking up toward the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your knee down. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Couple more of those. Good, child's pose or down dog and a vinyasa. Take your choice. Tune in with your breath. Big breath in, full exhale. And we'll meet in our standing forward fold, back of our mat, walking hands toward feet from down dog, if that's where you are. In your fold, take an inhale to half lift and exhale to deepen. And root to rise, your way, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down by your sides. Good, once again, step wide. This time we'll skip the forward fold and come straight into our warrior two, opposite side. So for most of us, that'll be right knee bends. Press down powerfully through your back heel and send your arms out. Shoulders stacked over hips. And the way that you might notice that you're leaning forward is that more weight feels like it's in your front leg. Try and even out the weight front to back. Good, then we'll add our movement. Peaceful warrior on the inhale. Extended side angle on the exhale. Moving meditation, identifying movement with breath. Pause in your extended side angle whenever you're there next. Press your forearm into your thigh and spin your right rib cage forward as your left rib cage floats back. Big breath in and exhale, gaze forward and down. Left hand hits the earth. Beautiful. And back knee down. I probably did this the opposite way before. Awesome, right leg is forward and low lunge. Good, imagine you had that beach ball in your hand and imagine that you're kind of pressing into it with both hands. Biceps are working. Press down through both feet. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, see if you can pass that beach ball behind you. Really strong core, glutes are engaged, feet are pressing down. One more breath. Exhale, forward and down with both hands. Good, whichever foot you have forward, slide it back behind you, nice and straight. Good. Whichever leg you didn't do before for this sequence. So for me, it's my left. For you, it might be your right. Good, whichever leg is behind you, press into the earth, bottom two ribs up and in, and perhaps lift your back straight leg. Good, our sequence here is to inhale to straight leg, exhale, bend that knee. Good, just a few times like that. Next time your knee is bent, float that ankle over your thigh and kick footprints on the ceiling. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both knees hit the earth. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. 2 more breaths. Good, inhale, cow pose. Exhale, neutral spine, walk your knees a little bit behind your hips. Inhale, send chest forward, ahead of fingers. Hug your elbows in as you exhale and lower down. Good, hips down on the earth, belly is flat, and toes are pointed back. Beautiful. This time, keep your hands next to your lowest ribs on your mat. Lower your forehead, relax your head. Good, just a little engagement in that lower body. So pointing your toes, straightening your legs, but maybe your toes press down into the earth and just your kneecaps lift. Pubic bone is gently pressing down, navel is engaged. Good, squeeze your elbows together toward each other over your spine. And see if then you can lift your elbows up toward the ceiling. Maybe you get lighter in your hands, or your hands even hover over your mat. Big breath in. Full exhale to release, relax, shake your hips side to side. And we'll do that twice more. Then engaging the lower body, straighten your legs. Press down through your pubic bone and squeeze your elbows together. You can rest your head for this one, or maybe raise your head gently as you also raise your elbows up toward the ceiling. Maybe hands hover or just get light. One more full breath to hold. Good, lower down, take a rest. We'll do that same thing one more time. Engaging through your lower body, just for support. Elbows squeeze together. Forehead can rest or start to lift after elbows lift up toward the ceiling. Big breath in and exhale, release. Full belly inhale. Exhale, child's pose or down dog if you've got more energy to burn. Either way, a few breaths in stillness before adding any movement. Your movement could be that floor vinyasa we did at the beginning, a fuller expression that you know, or just watching your own breath move at its natural pace. Whenever you're ready, we'll meet in a seat. And rolling shoulders up, back and down a few times, just like we did at the very beginning. Next time your shoulders are back and down, leave them there, nice proud chest, and send your right hand out to the side, about the height of your shoulder. Good, palm faces forward, fingers are spread. And straighten that arm as much as you can. Sometimes we say not to lock out the elbow, but for this exercise, we kind of want that. So really straight arm. Good, drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Notice how that changes sensation. And if that sensation is a really good level where you can still breathe, but it's like a perfect stretch, then pause here. If you'd like to add to it, very slowly wag your hand, bending at your wrists, turning fingers forward and back. Soften the back molars. And slowly bring your head back to center. And palm faces down this time. Bring your fingers a little more toward the earth. So different angle here. Again, straighten through that arm. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Take a couple deep breaths. To add more sensation, you could turn your chin toward that left shoulder. And maybe pause. Make sure that that right shoulder is up and back, fingers straight pointing down. Or you could continue moving your head in space. We're leaning away from that outstretched hand, but just turning the head and neck. Good, release head to center to start. Bend your elbow and shake out that hand. And pause for a moment, hands and arms rest. Just check in. Notice differences right to left. You may not be able to name what the difference is. You might just notice there is a difference. For me, the difference feels most like I just have more awareness on one side now, the side we were working. And we'll do that on the other side. Left hand straight out, palm forward to start, fingers spread. And for you, this may be the perfect stretch. I'm already feeling a stretch in my elbow and chest. Shoulders are back and down. You could add right ear to right shoulder, pausing where it's natural. Sometimes we might want to like push a little further into the stretch, like force that ear down. You might just relax it toward the right side. Adding perhaps that movement at the wrist, slow motion. Giving all those nerves time to adjust. Any numbness or tingling, we gently come out of it at least one space. And first shift is pausing movement, then head to center. Palm down, point your fingers a little further down toward the floor. Shoulders back and down. Good, straighten that left arm and right ear to right shoulder. So this side for me is a lot different, and I'm noticing I don't even need to move. There's a lot of sensation. I'm just gonna breathe, but you might choose to slowly draw your chin toward your shoulder. That might increase or simply change the sensation. Weary of any tingling or numbness, we want to come out of it a little bit. Head back to center to start. Bend your elbow and shake your hand out. Good, so let's come to the center of our mat with our hips and bring feet out in front of us, nice and wide. So feet might be as wide as your mat. Spread your toes, interlace your fingers, and stir the pot like you had a big cauldron in front of you and a giant ladle, and you're stirring around every corner. Good, allowing your body to twist a little bit to the left and right, to lean forward and to lean back. And see if most of this stirring action could come from hips and rib cage, and the arms and shoulders were almost limp. switch directions. Good, pause at neutral. You can grab your knees to roll down onto your back. Good, knees to chest, gently rocking side to side. Good, drop your feet hip distance apart on your mat. Good, and let's relax the upper body completely for this particular bridge pose today. So just for today, instead of bending your elbows and pressing the arms down and all of that, just relax your arms and relax your jaw and your neck. Let your head rest in space. I kind of like to rock it side to side to encourage that. Just the weight of your head, no extra pressure of pressing down. Then flex your feet, spread your toes. And like you're coming into half of a bridge, just for now, lift your hips. Keep the upper body totally relaxed, and then lower your hips. Maybe for your next one, you lift your hips a little higher, but make sure that you can still relax your upper body. And continue to move nice and slow. And for today, see if you can keep your back ribs on the earth so that all of the action is really at the hips, the glutes, the thighs. And 2 more rounds. And when you're ready, relax your hips down. And we'll actually find a twist here. So you can hop your hips to the left, drop your knees to the right, finding any variation of that twist, maybe stacked knees, maybe bottom leg is extended. That would be the right leg. And arms can take any shape that is relaxed. Allow your head to melt, whether that's twisted to one side or facing the ceiling. Just allow your neck to do anything that it needs to. Working with gravity instead of against it. Noticing a natural exhale. Gentle abdominal support to bring your knees back to center. Hips back to center for a moment. Check in with your lower back. And then find the other side of your twist. You can recognize if this side needs a different variation of a twist. If your arms want to take a different shape this time. Whatever position you've discovered, start to melt into it. Feel the weight of your body and gravity. And feel a natural expelling of breath. Gentle abdominal support to bring knees back to center. Hips back to center, taking a moment and finding any last postures or variations before you slink into your Shavasana. Adding comfort in the form of props, in the form of allowing the body to drape over the floor. I'd like to invite us to take 2 last sighing breaths. You can skip this, of course. But if you would like, we'll meet on an exhale, fully expelling the breath. And then inhale with the intention of gathering tension, gathering everything that you no longer really want or need in your body. Gather it on the inhale. Concentrate it at the center of your chest. Hold it there. Concentrate it. And then exhale, powerfully relief. Squeeze the air out one more time. Concentrate all that tension, everything that you no longer need in your body and your mind and your emotions, and hold it. Another sip, concentrate. And exhale, relief. Return to natural breath. Return to allowing and being. I'll call you back in a few minutes. If you have the time, feel free to stay here. To awaken, breathe a little deeper. Make small movements to start. Let them evolve and grow. In the next 5 to 7 breaths, you'll find a fetal position on one side. And slowly pressing into your seat. Keeping that space and place of relaxation for this moment. Easing your palms to touch. Bowing your head in respect. Respect for yourself. Unconditional. From which all respect for others arises. And committing to that respect for all beings in all of life. I respect each and every one of you. Namaste.